Welcome back to my DIY channel. Today, we're going to dive into the details of how to harness solar energy to fix a dead clock without having to replace the battery. This is a super fun DIY project that's both cost-effective and eco-friendly. Let's explore how to do it together. The battery no longer supplies electrical power, which is why the clock has stopped working. Over time, the chemical reactions inside the battery are depleted, meaning it can no longer produce enough voltage to keep the clock running. This is a natural result of prolonged use. Now, I'm going to measure their voltage to see if there's any power left in them. This step helps us check the current state of the batteries and figure out how much energy, if any, they still hold before we start the DIY process. The battery is completely dead. It's no longer holding any charge, and under normal circumstances, most people would simply throw it away and replace it with a new one. But here's the thing, I don't have any spare batteries like this to replace it. I'm completely out of options, which makes this challenge even more interesting. Can I bring this dead battery back to life and save the clock? Here's a capacitor I'm going to use. Next, I'm going to attach some wires to the capacitor to make the connection easier. The capacitor works like a small backup battery. It stores energy from the solar panel when there is light and provides power to the clock when the light is weak. This helps the clock run continuously without interruption, especially in places where the lighting is unstable. I need to use a voltmeter to determine the positive and negative terminals of the capacitor. A small capacitor like this is just right for clock because it only needs a tiny amount of power. A bigger one would make it bulky and harder to fit. Here's the solar panel I prepared. This is the main component that keeps the clock going. The solar panel acts as a replacement for the traditional battery, so you won't have to replace the battery from time to time. I'm going to measure the voltage coming from this solar panel to see how much power it can generate. The voltage I just measured from the solar panel is 3 volts. This is a suitable voltage to power the clock, as most small clocks only require a low amount of energy to operate. with this voltage. The solar panel can efficiently replace the traditional battery and keep the clock running smoothly, especially in well-lit areas. Now, I'm going to solder the capacitor directly to the solar panel so they can work together. This will allow the capacitor to store the energy collected by the solar panel. I've marked the connections using black and red wires, so be sure to match the colors correctly when connecting. This will help avoid reversing the polarity. I'm adding some tape here to keep the wires neat and stop them from moving around or getting in the way while I work. Next, I'm going to attach both wire ends to alligator clips. This will help me connect and disconnect the circuit quickly during testing. The alligator clips allow for quick connections, easy installation, and adjustments if needed. This clamp terminal is usually designed with a spring clip or screw tightening mechanism, making it easy to attach and remove without complex tools. The next step is to attach the solar panel to the clock, making sure it's positioned securely and can catch enough light. I'll use hot glue to keep it in place, so it doesn't move during use. It's important to position the solar panel in a spot where it can easily catch sunlight, like on top of the clock or somewhere that's exposed to light most of the time. This way, the solar panel can continuously provide energy to keep the clock running smoothly. Now I'll connect the solar panel to the clock's terminals to supply it with energy. After connecting the solar panel to the clock, I'll carefully check the connections to make sure everything is secure and the polarity is correct. Once the setup is complete, I'll observe the clock hands to see if they start moving again. It seems like the solar panel isn't capturing enough light. When I place the clock in an upright position, it stops working. This suggests that the panel isn't receiving sufficient light in that angle to generate enough power for the clock to keep running. I'll adjust the clock by adding a small piece at the front to tilt it backward slightly. This way, the solar panel can face the light better and keep the clock running. To support the clock, I'm going to place a wooden piece underneath to act as a base. This will help it lean back and stay in position. All the wires are neatly arranged and firmly attached, with the capacitor connected properly to support the power supply. Once everything is set up, the clock hands start moving smoothly again, and the ticking sound returns, showing that the clock is now working normally. The solar panel is successfully providing continuous energy, and the clock operates steadily, without any interruptions. This project not only helps bring the clock back to life, but also offers a more eco-friendly and cost-effective solution. By using solar energy, we can reduce the need for regular battery replacements, which saves money and helps protect the environment. It's a simple yet practical DIY idea that makes good use of available materials and clean energy. I hope you find this project helpful and inspiring. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.